Hey everybody, welcome to another Horror Quickies. This is going to be one of those episodes where I do something different, like I do every once in a while. What I'm going to do is, since the holiday season is coming soon, I know we're, getting to the end of September, but the holiday season is coming, starting with October, Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, and of course December. Now, before I start mentioning these movies, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically show you and do a little bit of talking about my personal favorite movies I like to watch during the holidays. Now keep in mind, this small list is from my collection. There are a bunch of other holiday movies that I simply don't own, and I made the decision to limit my choices for this show just to the movies I actually own on DVD or Blu-ray. Okay, we're going to start with Halloween now, and we're going to start with Patrick Lussier, director of Dracula 2000, the remake of My Bloody Valentine, which I actually liked very much, and I'm not a remake fan. His movie Trick, starring Omar Epps. Now, yes, it gets a bad rep. I read a lot of critic reviews that did not like Trick, that they just comments like so in the middle, improbable. That word improbable though, come on, we're talking about the horror genre, improbable. Anyways, I liked Trick. My only issue with it is, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene where a character gets stabbed numerous, and I mean numerous times. And I remember watching a movie with somebody who was involved in the medical unit in the military, and they were telling me, dude, there's no fucking way that dude lived. No way. So, I guess, okay, I'm not going to use the word improbable because I'll look like a hypocrite, but basically, it's a little hard to swallow that character lived. Anyways, I like the movie. I do think Patrick Lussier did create a new slasher character. The film has a lot of good horror movie qualities. One thing I like about it is the approach it took. I mean, you could say it's a Guess Who the Killer slasher film, but on the other hand, they were very good about following Omar Epps' police officer character. So it's kind of to me, it's more of a police investigation type horror film, like Deliver Us from Evil, or the names escape me now. But yeah, I really like the following the police aspect of this. The reveal, the explanation of what they were doing was actually kind of cool. I thought the acting was good in this film. I'm not going to do like a full review for this, but I'm going to say that what I liked about it is it was, in the age where everybody wanted to remake something or copy something or do continuations, when I'm not necessarily against continuations, it was nice to see something different. And I don't want to spoil it, but the concept of Trick is different than the average slasher film. And I'll just say that I would recommend it if you have it. I would recommend at least, renting it. Okay, next, Spine Chiller. Not going to do a whole lot talking about this film, because I actually did a Horror Quickies episode. All I'm going to say is it's a Halloween anthology. It's independent, and I felt like it's one of those anthologies where it's more interactive stories rather than a host telling you different stories. I'm not going to say anything besides that I do recommend you check it out. If you're unsure, you can rent it. I'm sure you can rent it, or you could check out my review on it and make your own decision. Okay, next for Halloween, I'm going to go ahead and do the next two together because they coincide. 1031 and 1031 Part 2, which basically is, you guys know Rocky Gray. He's been doing some films. Rocky Gray was basically a part of the band Evanescence, and he has done horror films. And these are two very good Halloween anthologies. variety of different stories, some humorous, some frightening, some bloody, some super bloody. Like I said, I'm not going to go into a full review, but if you like horror anthologies, I recommend them very highly. In fact, any films come out with Rocky Gray's name on it, I can pretty much recommend. Okay, moving on. My last Halloween selection. And in this case, yes, I do have a couple of other horror films in my collection that I could have put up. But besides those, my go-to for Halloween is, of course, the original John Carpenter's Halloween. I did like Halloween 2. I do like Halloween 3. I view it... I would prefer to view it as Season of the Witch. It really doesn't... I understand some of the criticism, but at the time they were trying to anthology different horror movie a year, and Season of the Witch is great. It's very good. But I didn't want to just throw every movie I had up in the list. But anyways, Halloween. Now, moving on to Thanksgiving. As you guys are horror fans, you probably already know, there's not that many Thanksgiving horror films, and I happen to own one. But even if I had more, this will still be on my list, and that is The Last Thanksgiving. I did do a review on this, so if you guys want more information about this film, it's basically about a family of crazy people who are mad at people not celebrating Thanksgiving, so they decide to kill them and invite some to Thanksgiving dinner, which the ones who are killed are probably better off and more lucky. Anyways, The Last Thanksgiving, you can order it from Scream Team Releasing. Okay, moving on to Christmas. PJ Sparks, 13 Sleighs till Xmas, till Christmas, to Xmas. Great anthology. I did do a review on this one also, so please check it out. This one is as another mix of comedy, of horror, of just different ideas. Now the stories in this one are a bit shorter, but I think you guys will like it. Now, I made a comment on my review that I prefer longer stories, but the more I think about it, and when I revisit this movie, I kind of got what they were doing, and I liked every single one of these stories were generally really good, and I felt like maybe that was an unnecessary critique, so I now take that back. 13 Days Till Xmas. Also available at Scream Team Releasing. Okay, now we are going to go with Slasher Studios, Dismembering Christmas. It's worth it alone for the bobsledding part. Oh! Okay, Dismembering Christmas. This is one of those movies I always meant to do a review on, but I never did. So I'm going to go into it a little bit. Basically, Mark and his friends go up to his father's new vacation home for Christmas vacation. They're ready for a fun time, but in the middle of nowhere, the house is cheerfully decorated for Christmas. But an unknown visitor is there, and one by one they are murdered. It's Christmas, and not a creature is stirring except the killer in the house. This is a slasher film. It is a little bit guess who the killer is. The performances are good. The young actors who play the friends really convince you that they're lifelong friends, and there's that typical drama, and then there's the horror, reveal the killer, and it was a good film. There's really nothing I can really say. I mean, it's one of my choices, obviously I liked it. But I have to say, as far as Christmas movie goes, even in the circle where people watch independent films, I feel like Dismembering Christmas gets overlooked. So please, check it out. You can order it from the Slasher Studios website. Okay, now, for my Christmas finale, I have two films, and I have already did a glowing review of both of them, so you guys can check out the reviews. I'm not gonna get into it, but for Christmas, my main go-to is going to be John Ward's Xmas and Xmas 2. Check out my reviews and you'll see me explain why I love these movies, and even when it's not the holidays, I like to throw them in. But yeah, anyways, that's my holiday list. and I will see you guys on the next Horror Quickies.